Welcome back to our local coverage here as we take a live look right now at Rensselaer County, where polls will close in just about 4 minutes, along with the rest of the polling sites around the great state of New York.
And control of Congress is at stake tonight, with all 435 seats in the House of Representatives and 34 seats in the Senate up for grabs. And there are several tight races for House and Senate that will determine which party holds the majority.
That includes the race for New York's 19th congressional district. That's between Republican one-term incumbent Mark Molinaro and the Democrat Josh Riley.
And joining us now is Jason Novak, the Senior Vice President and the Chief of Staff for SKDK. Thanks so much for being with us. And, you know, Molinaro-Riley is a really interesting race, and one, I think, of a handful of races here in New York that really could determine the control of power. Tell us a little bit about this. We're 4,500 votes that separated them the last time around. What do you think the issues are that really resonate with New Yorkers in this particular year, when really both of them voted on securing the border, among other things?
Of course. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Yeah. Look, there's no question that all eyes have been on this race, right? There's a reason that, the speaker was here last Friday. There's a reason that Leader Jeffries was here. It's going to be a tight one, and it was decided by just a few thousand votes. But when you're talking about the issues that voters care about, I think the Riley campaign has done a tremendous job speaking to those. I think it's going to come down, as it usually does, to the economy, to jobs. You know, this is a swing district, and it's going to be one of a handful that could determine who has control of the House.
And when you talk that handful, you're talking a few races on Long Island, you're talking Lawler and Jones in the Hudson Valley, you're talking Mannion and Williams out in Syracuse. Do you think the control of the House runs through New York State?
You know, absolutely it could. I mean, look, there's just a few dozen races across the country that could decide this thing, and there's a handful that are really competitive here in New York. It could really run through the Empire State.
You know, Riley and Molinaro, I think that they're going to end up saying they spent something like $40 million on this race. And I know people that say that's horrible, that just shouldn't happen. But is this a model, do you think, going forward, that we're going to see this kind of money being spent?
You know, look, I think the flood waves kind of opened with Citizens United back in the day, right? And we've seen the results from there. So I think you're seeing this again because it is such a competitive district, and since control of the House is on the line, I think absolutely you might be seeing more of this in the future.
I think I speak for most of the Capital Region when I say we're glad to see the commercials come to an end finally in that race, you know? Jason Novak, thank you so much for being with us. We'll check in with you again, but we are out of time for now.
Yeah, you can also follow the races on our website, CBS6Albany.com. We'll be back shortly with more.